All right, so today we are going to be talking about the filter of the heart, the filter for the heart. Okay, so our bodies take us to new places where we express what we feel or what we think. Okay, and then our heart actually they are the source of emotions, experiences, and judgments or thoughts. Okay, that we feel. However, like I was saying, the mind is the filter between the two. Okay, so the mind filters our thoughts and our emotions, and as like we have blueprints for any building. Okay, when we want to put up any building, as like we have the blueprints that we draw to serve as a guide for the kind of building that we want to put up. The mind is also the blueprint for our life, and so it also filters the thought that come onto us. So several thoughts come to us daily, and your mind is actually that element. Okay, your mind is that element that chooses uh, whether subconsciously or consciously which thoughts to manifest into behavior or your perspective. Okay, which thoughts to manifest. Now, as like there was this building in the US in San Francisco. It's called the Trans America Pyramid. Okay, so like I was saying, it's a very tall building in California, the state of California. Now, the state of California is actually prone to a lot of earthquakes. Okay, it's actually prone to a lot of earthquakes. So easily earthquakes occur over there. So when they were putting up this very building, way back in 1969, when they were putting up this very building, they had to really plan, per the blueprints of this building. They had to really plan the foundation, the basement, all these things had to be put into consideration. Okay, so the foundation alone is around 2.7 meters. They had to plan it. The basement alone is around 15.5 meters. Okay, they had to do all these things and reinforce these things such that when there are earthquakes, okay, it can remain steady. It can still, remain solid on the ground. So whereas other buildings around were collapsing due to the earthquakes, but this Trans America Pyramid was quite different. It was quite different. It still stood tall, in San Francisco, and it still, stood very elegant in that very place. And that is because of the level of planning that went into it, and then the blueprints that they followed. Okay, with regards to the foundation, how it should be done, with regards to the basement, how it should be done. You see that they really planned it well. So what I'm saying is people don't just get successful, but there is a mindset behind their success. There is a certain philosophy behind their success. So when we create a plan for our lives, we must also create a blueprint for our minds. Okay, so you can see that all things, like I was saying about this Trans America building, they really planned it per every floor, how it should be and what should go into it, right? What should go into it. So when you plan for your life, normally when we plan only the success portions. Okay, oh, I'm going to do business like this, and it is going to go well like this, and it will do well like this. That's normally how we plan. Nobody actually plans for when difficulties arise, what we should do. When failures come, what we should do. Whether there's going to be theft, whether there's going to be, bankruptcy. Nobody really plans for that. But trust you me, when you plan your life and then your future, you must have a certain blueprint for your mind as well. In times of difficulties, how should I react? Okay, in times of adversity, what should be my mentality? What should be my philosophy? Okay, that no matter how hard it gets, I will surely find a way. I'm not giving up. Such a blueprint for your mind is very essential for the success of your future. The success of your future. Now, I want to talk briefly about the football academy or the French team. Okay, so one of the best teams in the world is France. Okay, and then you realize that they have a lot of high level or high class players in that country, but there is a certain philosophy behind that. Okay, there is a certain philosophy behind that. Now, the French, um, the France as a country has a national football academy. Okay, they have a national football academy, so they've brought out players like Anelka. They've brought out players like Thierry Henry, Kylian Mbappe. Such players are not just made. They are not just made. But in this very academy, okay, they call it the INF. Okay, they call it the INF, which is so in French is the Institut National du Football. Okay, so INF. Okay, so basically is the Institute of National Football, something like that. Okay, now this INF. So if you look at the previous slide that I shared, um, it has a certain philosophy. Okay, so their football academy has a certain philosophy. And what philosophy is that? They have about three main philosophies, right? So one of it is turn around quickly. So they actually train and practice to turn around quickly. All right. So that is one of their philosophies. Now the second philosophy they have is to improve on the weaker foot. So everybody has a best foot and a weaker foot when playing football. My best foot will be my right leg, and the weaker foot is the left. There are others who have their best foot being the left, and then their weaker one to be the right. So the philosophy of this academy is improve upon your weaker foot. So in my case, if my left is my weaker foot, I have to continuously practice with the left to get it, if not at par with the right, but close to that level, because you'd realize that when the ball falls on that foot, and even though there's a goal scored opportunity, because that's your weaker foot, you are able to make much of that opportunity. So the second philosophy of this academy is to improve on your weaker foot. Now, the third philosophy, okay, of this academy is to use tactical decision making. In other words, you must be able to read the game and then check the loopholes of your opponent and make tactical decisions. So they are trained in such a way that they can read the game in real time. As the game unfolds, they're able to read the game and then they can make tactical decisions during the game. During the game, they're able to see the loopholes, arrange themselves as to this is the area we are taking advantage of. This is where we would create many problems for the opposing teams. So they have that philosophy that they work with in the academy. So, you know, world-class players that they have been able to produce, like I mentioned earlier, Nicolas Anelka, Thierry Henry, Kylian Mbappe. These players don't just come out of luck. They are not just produced out of luck. They come out from a certain philosophy. They come out from a certain philosophy. Okay, and that is what your mindset must do for you. That is what your mindset must do for you. You must have a certain philosophy in life per your mindset, that look, come what may, no matter the obstacles, I am not going to give up. No matter the obstacles, I want to find a way. When I meet 10 challenging things, I would find one thing that is hopeful and place my heart, place my hopes on that to succeed, to overcome. to succeed and to overcome. And that is a mentality that one needs. That is a mentality that one needs. And so when you talk a lot to successful people, you realize that they have a certain philosophy. They have a certain mindset, a mindset that does not easily give up, a mindset that is willing to embrace new ideas, a mindset that is challenging, that wants to try out new things. And that is what your mind can do for you. That is what your mind can do for you. So we are saying your mind is the filter for your heart. Your mind is the filter for your heart. You see, you scientifically, you don't see with your eyes, you see through your brains. It is your brain that interprets what you are seeing as beautiful, as ugly, as nice, as very dirty. It is your brain that does that interpretation for you. It is your brain that does that interpretation for you. So what it means is you are not just seeing through your eyes what you're saying, but your brain is interpreting it for you. It means that we cannot also control the things that we meet. We cannot control the problems that come our ways or our life, but we can actually interpret, or we can decide to interpret it, and we can have a certain feeling about it. We can have a feeling about what we are saying. You can actually interpret it as despair, or you can interpret it as hope. And that is very, very key for our future. So for somebody, failure is failure, but for another person, it's experience. It's experience. So the person who considers failure to be an experience is hopeful that through this experience I'll get better. But the one who considers it as failure, proper failure, there is nothing to hope for again in the future. He has failed. He's flat on the ground. There is no getting up for that person. And that is a mindset. That is a mindset. And so, in as much as you plan, okay, for your future, in as much as you plan for your success, you must also have a certain blueprint for your mind, a certain plan for your mind. That in times of adversity, how do I react? In times when things don't go well, what should be my approach? You need that kind of mentality, and your mind is the filter between these things. It is very, very important. How you arrange and set your mind is very important. How you arrange and set your mind. And, that is going to determine how far you get in life. How far you get in life. So it is very important that um, as we plan, for our life, or as we plan for the future, we also plan, or we have a certain philosophy, a certain mindset that we work with. It is very important that as we plan, we have a certain mindset that we work with. The mindset that does not easily give up, the mindset that is ready to embrace new ideas, a learning mentality. A learning mentality. And trust you me, without humility, you cannot learn, because you must be a student, and whoever you are learning from must be your teacher. But if you are going in to learn as a teacher, you are not going to learn anything. You are not going to learn anything. So it is very important for us, as you plan your life, to have that kind of filter. Not every thought comes to help you. Not every thought you get comes to encourage you. So when discouraging thoughts are coming, where is that filter that separates this is acceptable and this is not? You need that kind of filter in between your body and your heart and the feelings that come, in order to interpret how you feel and react about a certain situation. And that is the philosophy that a lot of successful people live with. So today I want to tell you that your mind is a filter for your heart, with regards to the emotions and the thoughts and the judgments that come from your heart. Your mindset is that filter. It is that element, okay? It is that element that actually makes you, either subconsciously or consciously, it changes it into your behavioral patterns or your perspectives in life. And so it is really important that we use and we know how to use this element and this filter very well. like I said, as like the French football academy, having that philosophy to churn out a lot of world-class players. Your mindset is also going to make you a world acclaimed person, a world class or a high level personality, or just an ordinary personality. And I hope that we work on developing our mindset. And that is what this program and this channel uh, is about. And I hope that as we engage continuously, you would learn how effectively to use your mind and how productively to use it for your success. Thank you very much. I would like to end here.